Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Through the Grapevine. Tonight we're going to be talking about planning the plot and preserving produce. So, yeah, we've got some lovely guests on tonight. We've got Bethan. Hi, Bethan.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Jem.
Hello.
And we've also got Rachel. Hi, Rach.
Hi.
And we've got Nikki. Hi, Nick.
Hiya.
So, you all ready for tonight?
We're ready.
Yes,
ready.
Good. I'm just checking the chat. I'll just do the formalities now of saying hello to a few people. The chat's been going crazy a bit already, so I'll try my best. Hi, Deb. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Sharon. Bumblebee Adventures. Bumblebee Adventures, can you tell us your name, please? Because it's always hard to say that on the live. Hi, Lark. Nice to see you on. I've got the flu as well, so I hope you all feel sorry for me today. And also Nikki has, but I've been absolutely dying in bed all day, dosing up ready for this, but it was touch and go that whether or not we were going to actually do it today. But yeah, I carried on. I'm a trooper, everyone. Feel sorry for me. Hi, Mel. Hi, Jamie's Allotment Garden. Nice to see you on, mate. Wendy Manion. Am I going to miss anyone? Oh, I always say this one wrong. Ballysillan Allotment Man. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you on, mate. Garden of Emma. Hi, Gemma, Jane, Danny, Bethan and Mark. Emma, you clearly haven't seen the guest list tonight, but well then, love. Shell's Garden Escape, Colin, Margaret, Joanne. Hi, Tony, nice to see you. Freckles, Damn Rabbit, Ellen's Garden. I'm going to have to start. Oh, are you the right paper plot? Nice to see you both on. Hi, Robin. Bjork Sons. I'm gonna stop. If I haven't said it, I'm really sorry. Hi, Jean. Nice to see you. Yes, right. Kind of got through that. I struggle with that. Hi, Nanu. I'm stopping. So today we're going to talk about how we plan our allotments or gardens. And cause I have to say that because Bethan's is at home, so we got to be considerate of that, Bethan. Because every time I look at yours, Bethan, I'm always in awe. I think, God, that's so ideal how you got that now. You've got some do you know what I was going to bring up today as well? Is that fancy cold frame. I'm in the market for a cold frame, but you have a cold frame. It's got sliding doors on the front. That's an impressive one. You know that. Where did you get that from, Bethan?
Oh, my husband bought it for me like about 4 or 5 years ago when I first got into gardening. And
whenever I see the fancy stuff of yours, right, you always say my husband got it for me. So I think that this husband, he's all right, isn't he?
Well, he always says, you know, what do you want for your birthday or Christmas? And then I've got this really expensive list of garden stuff. And,
I didn't even go and have a look how much it was because I thought it looked a bit pricey, but it looks lovely though. Nice sliding doors, bit like that posh cold frame thing that you've got. You know, the wall one that I like that you got.
Oh yeah, my husband bought me that as well.
I know. Oh, so Digwell just said, please don't spit your drink out, Danny. So last night I was on Emmanuel's channel over on the Ultimate Gardener, and I don't know if this will play, but we'll have a try. I went on the live and I had my mug of coffee, and because I'm not well, I coughed into the mug and it sprayed all at my face live for everyone. So let's have a look.
Because we don't deal with harsh weather conditions, so we're able to grow and prepare for like the few months that will go ahead.
Yeah, it was
absolutely. He styled it out.
I was so subtle though. I was like trying to rub it off, and then I thought if I wait about 30 seconds and then do the other side, nobody will notice. And
nobody will know.
But nobody noticed on the chat. But yeah, afterwards they did.
Yeah, they do now.
Thanks, Bumblebee Adventure. Poor Danny. That's right. Keep those coming tonight. And also poor Nikki as well, because Nikki's not very well either. Nikki. So we're plodding on tonight. We've all got a loogie. Hi, Mayu. Home gardening, grow the live. Nice to see you on. I can't see that. Let's have a look. As pricey as your new truck, Danny. Oh my God, my new truck. No, I don't believe it was. I think it was worth every penny, that truck. I think it was absolutely. I'll show you the truck now because Bethan, get your husband to buy you one of these straight away. I'm not even joking you. I think I have bought the ultimate super truck. I generally do. I'm trying to find where. God, who have I sent? I've sent it to so many people pictures, so I'm gonna have a look now. Try Gemma's, but I sent Gemma too much blooming stuff. Yeah, it's actually beautiful. I think it's called a Fisca, and I'm sure I sent it to you, Gemma.
You
And
did send it
Linda.
to me.
Linda is a moderator. Can you send me the picture again from WhatsApp if you've got it? Yeah, I can't seem to find it, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful trug, and I'm absolutely in awe with it. But yeah, so thank you so much everyone for coming on, and yeah, well, I think tonight we'll have a good one because we've got some experts in trying to save our food. Yeah, Nikki, you're an expert. I would class you as an expert, Jem. Would you?
Yes, that's what I have been looking forward to.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So no pressure then, yeah?
Yeah,
No
no
pressure.
pressure. No pressure at all.
Yeah.
We have seen what you do and we want to know your secrets.
Okay.
God, secrets, you damn, honestly, God. You preserve and you everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Your partner must be worried that one day you
partner.
could end up in a jar.
Yeah, he hates vegetables, so he's more annoyed about the jars than anything else.
No, I think it's brilliant how you've done it. I'm trying. Right, I've got the Tregu now. I think Gemma, well done. Thanks so much for sending to me.
He doesn't look sure.
Yeah, I think I've got it.
She's
It's coming. Yeah, but Gemma, you did send it, right?
Yeah, I've just sent it.
Yeah, it's coming through now. Oh God, what are we on the gift gaff? Are we? There you are. So this is it. Look at that.
Wow.
That is an ultimate trug. It's got like a colander at the front. So you can chuck your spuds in there, go over to the tap and rinse it all out. And then it's got like a little middle section as well. And also it's got like a bucket area on the back as well. But that picture doesn't do it justice, how sturdy and tough it is. And also how big it is. It's a beautiful trug, and I'm glad I found it. But I'll put a link to that in the description of the live afterwards as well. And yeah, if anyone wants to go and get one, then they can. But
Looks
yeah.
like a space version of a new croc.
Well, someone pointed out, I think it was the right pear plot. They said that it matched my coat and my bobble hat as well. So I never thought of it that way, but it does for now. But I changed my bobble hat and my coat through the seasons anyway. So the orange one gets get put back in the cupboard until autumn. So yeah, it's a really nice trug actually. So excuse me. So let's have a look at what we've got on here. So I think what we'll talk about first is like let's get the planning out of the way, and then other people can ask questions and stuff as well. So what would be your top tip about your planning? Go on, Beth, and I'll throw you in first. What would be your top tip about planning your first, your garden for the season?
Oh, well, I'm just going to like move my last year's down a row. So every row will just move along one. And that is my plan.
So you've got crop rotation going on.
No, not like crop rotation as such. It's just I've got essentially 4 longish beds, and they're divided into 3, and then I've got so I will just move what was in the first bed to the second bed, and so on and so forth, like that. So it'll just move along one.
Yeah.
Bethan, you are quite an organised person, though, you. I think you are. You always seem to know what you're doing on your videos. There's never like, oh well, this is, you always seem to know.
Got a list. I've always got a list
Yeah.
of jobs
Always.
I need to get done. Yeah, always.
I will say you're an efficient gardener. I try and plan, but then I go off on a tangent with it then as well, and then I think, oh no, that'll look better there. But yeah, you're pretty efficient.
It's because of the children. You see, I haven't got that much time, so I've got to like make sure that when I've got my.
I don't know how you find the time to do all what you do though, Beth. And honestly, you always seem to have done a pile of jobs by the time you do your next video, and you always seem to do a lot as well. So it's not like you leave your garden to drop off a bit.
But sadly, the jobs seem to go up though. They never seem to like go down. And the more I do, the more I've got to do.
So, Stella said, how many trugs have you got now? Oh, God, I don't even know. I don't know. I probably got more than Jane Kelly, because Jane Kelly's got a bit of a trug. I call myself a truggy. I'm a trugaholic. So I am a bit of a trug addict. So, yeah. But Jane is as well. I do like a fancy basket, or I do like a trug. But Nikki, you look like you're just down to earth with it, and you just say, do you know what? It's going in this mushroom basket. You like Gemma.
Yeah. I
Gemma,
just use a
honestly.
carrier bag. You know that they're bag for life, right? So you can use them
Yeah.
multiple times.
I have got some nice baskets, but they're actually not big enough. You know, so like I don't use those. I just use like a big bag.
Yeah, I use a big bag too.
Yeah.
Or I just chuck it straight into the boot, and then I say to my partner, "There's stuff in the boot. You need to get it out." And there you go. It all gets carried in, doesn't it?
Nikki, have you got Instagram?
I do, but I don't.
You don't
I
use
tried
it.
to use it. I'm not very.
This shows,
minded.
because I've learned that there's a bit of a pattern really. If you've got Instagram on top of YouTube, you've got a fancy basket to show it in. YouTube, Tesco's bag for
There's
life.
nothing wrong with a Tesco's bag.
No,
There's nothing
me and
wrong with
Nikki
it.
are in the same club, aren't we?
Yeah,
Bags,
exactly.
whatever you can get your hand on, grab it, put it in.
Yeah, it's like whatever is in my car
Yeah.
at that moment in time, I will use. I have
Same.
no organization skills. So like I do put pictures on like the YouTube, and like it's just in my car. Just like
You
on
should
my
have
back
married
seat.
Bethan's husband. That's what you should have. You'd have a full array now. But yeah, I do agree though. I don't think you need anything in particular to bring your produce home. But yeah, I do tend to see it and think, God, that's tempting. That's got a fancy new handle, or I like a wicker one. Yeah, I'm a nightmare. I'm an absolute nightmare for them.
I don't have one, I don't think.
Oh,
I've got lots of boxes though, like cardboard ones. They're fun.
Nikki, but I'm not going to joke to you about that though. I know I wind Gemma up, but she did deserve it. But I think if that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. I do think I've got I'm a truckie, so.
And if I had one, I'd leave it at home. I'd never have it ever.
Yeah. I was really upset when my first truck passed away. So that's why I've got this new one now.
How old was it?
It was 4 years old.
Oh, not old then.
It's not just me. People were saying cardboard boxes are cool.
His name was Doug the Trug, but then I can't call it Doug the Trug now because Linda's there, and Linda doesn't call Doug. So good job, Doug the Trug's gone now. Yeah, right. Let's have a look. We're going off on one now, but Trugs. But this is what happens with a live chat to throw you up now. How did? See, now someone's asking me how the Trug passed away. I don't want to talk about it. It's a sensitive topic. It's a family issue. We'd rather not discuss it. Right. I think there was a question of Emma. And Emma says, what is the golden rule when it comes to preserving? I worry about hygiene and sterilization of the jars. So what I do is I just put them in the dishwasher. And I think I've seen that someone else comment this just now. But I just put them in the dishwasher so that they are nice and clean. And then I just put them in on a baking tray with a bit of water in them.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
And then I just leave them in. I just leave them in there until they're ready to be taken out. I've got like the little, the jam jar tongs. Beth, and I bet you got lovely ones of them. Bet you got some lovely jars and lovely tongs.
I've only got I recycle jars, so I've only got whatever.
I need to show you
I
what
can't do that.
I need to show you what I've got my jars in. Hold on.
Go on, Jim.
I've got my
Here.
jars. I brought mine.
There you are.
And the tomato sauce. Oh, a gift bag. I need a gift bag for my granddad's birthday. And I haven't got one. That's great. How many have you got in there?
I've probably got about 20 in there. That's just under the stairs. I just keep it under the stairs until I need it.
I've got these type of ones as well, though. That they're like
Oh, I got some of them.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I just find these are handier because all I have to do then is just.
Are
That's
they the
what I
killer
use.
ones?
These ones aren't though. These ones are you could just buy a box full of these from like Amazon or something. But I'm
Because
not saying you can.
I haven't got a dishwasher. Well, I've got Eric, but that's not the same. And then I lost 4 jars of a set of 6 that I bought, not the Kilner ones. They were just a cheaper version. And what I did was, as I'm doing the sauce or the hot stuff that you put in your jars, I didn't put the jars in the oven for long enough. And they cooled down by the time I'd put the produce in, and they were just cracking and popping everywhere, and it scared.
Yeah, that's the only issue of reusing jars and stuff as well. If they've been bashed about as well and they show weakness and all, but that's why I tend to just buy a box of these if I'm doing things, so I know then. And the good thing about these ones is that you
They're
just
really stinky.
you use these ones as well, Bethan. You just tend to put your produce inside after it's been sterilised, and then it comes with a separate little lid. And then this is an old one now. Actually, I'm just showing you. You cannot use these though, can you, Bethan? You have to buy these separate again. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, because they get
No,
the
the kiln ones that I've got, they've got the same jars as that.
Yeah.
And this has been used a couple of times. These big
I
jars.
reuse
Yeah,
them.
I think you can use it like that, but I think I'm not sure, but I thought that once you put this on and then you don't screw it down tightly.
Yeah.
And then what I tend to do then is I'll show you a picture now. This is what I do. I tend to put them in like a bath like this.
Yeah.
Of water.
Right.
And then I put the lid on. It's not a pressure one. And then I boil them. And then what I do is I tend to do this just before I'm going to bed. So once I bring it to a boil then, and it's boiled then for however long I need to boil it for, I just turn off the hob then, and then I leave it to cool down naturally in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that that's the best way. But you can use the tongs to get them out if you want and leave them cooling on a rack or whatever. But I don't tend to do that. I tend to, same as beans and things like that. But I tend to just put them in the canning and then bring it back out.
Do you put vinegar in the water when you're water bathing?
No.
I do. Super hard water.
Go on.
It stops. I don't know what it's called. Do you know, like the dusty stuff on the outside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you put vinegar in the water, it stops it.
Oh,
what dusty stuff? What's that?
Yeah.
You know, like when you got hard water.
No, I'm from bloody South Wales.
Well,
down
here we got hard water. So when I do it, the jar comes out completely like it's covered in dust. So if you put just a little like tablespoon or teaspoon of, I just kind of like it in, you don't get the little dusty stuff if you've got hard water.
Oh, we haven't got that here. We drink it straight off the tap, innit, Bethan?
We can't do that here.
What? God.
Gemma,
you don't get that cloudy nonsense, you.
Gemma, those jars you've got with those flippy on lids.
Yeah.
Are they oven proof?
They're not. No.
Or have you got to take the orange seal off?
You do. Yeah. You have to do
Oh,
it.
right, okay.
But I to be honest, these ones are quite small, so I use that. I don't really use that for like the pressure sort of thing.
Because I fancied those ones for my next lot, but I didn't know if the seal comes off them.
The other thing is they've got like metal on them.
Yeah.
So you've got to be careful with, like it's a bit more fiddly.
Right.
Whereas like these, it's just easier with like a jar.
Right.
But I think if you're doing anything that you're just keeping in a jar, they're fine and they look really nice. But I don't think these ones are the most practical ones.
Right.
Personally, but
They're the Von Chef ones, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
They've got some really cool recipes for canning cakes in those jars, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really always excited about them. I haven't tried them though.
So someone has asked, Danny, what do you put in your beans when you water bath them? It's just like a brine mixture. That's all I use for them. Just a salt water mixture. And then when I want to use them, then I bring them out, give them a good rinse. And I don't add water. I don't tend to add water then. I don't know if you do this, Nikki, but I don't tend to add salt water to them when I boil them then, because they've already been in the brine. It seems to be enough then that comes back, draws back out. But yeah. So if you want to do some canning and stuff, just be mindful as well if you're going to use a pot that you've already got. I've got like a big cauldron, and it wasn't a canning one. It was just a normal big deep pot that I already had. And then I bought this from like Amazon, and it basically just keeps the jars off actually directly on the bottom. I don't know, you lot all do that. Do you worry about the cans on the bottom? Because I've seen people using like a tea towel as well.
I just use a tea towel.
Or the canning lids.
I got this like little grid thing, and it do vibrate in the water and stuff, but I like it because it reminds me that there's stuff on the hob. And then just before bed, then I just switch it off and then let it cool down. Yeah. That's pretty much what I do. There's loads of other things you can do and all, but that's the only things I don't tend to do a lot of cannings. Tomato sauces and ketchups and stuff. I should have really put my bottle of ketchups that I put up as well, but I didn't prepare very well for this, did I, with the ketchups? But yeah, I do the same with these jars. This seems to be perfect amount for me. to make like a bolognese, or if I'm doing it for 2 people, this is like 1 serving, I find. But yeah, I've opened them after 18 months, and the stuff inside is completely fine. But the one thing I do as well is, I don't know if you do differently, is the rim of the glass I rub with a lemon to sterilize it. Yeah, so I sterilize the glass with.
I do vinegar.
I use like a lemon just to sterilize the rim of the bottle. Someone just said it's called a trivet. Thank you, Steve. Only he would know that, wouldn't it? Yeah. So have you all gonna have a go this year of trying to preserve more, or you just?
Yeah.
Nikki's like, yeah, even though she's got like, I'll try and find a picture of it. This is Nikki's storeroom, as I call it, right? It's like a war bunker. It is like a war bunker. Look at this.
Fab.
That is so cool.
I love the fact I didn't move the brush before I took the picture.
That's all right, Nikki. It's
And
real life,
said
isn't it?
jars of caramel on
To
the
be
top.
fair, is after winter, so it is like getting quite bare.
What type of things do you can in there,
Like,
Nikki?
I love tomato sauce. I literally have the allotments for tomato sauce. So the top, like, first bit is tomato sauce, strawberry jam. I don't even know how many I've done of strawberry jam. What else I've got? I've got salsas. I've got pie fillings. I've got coleslaws. I've got all types of pickles. Like, literally, you name it. If it's cannibal, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll try anything. So that's strawberry, rhubarb jam and apple pie.
And then you do. How do you do the cabbage? Because I'm going to do this year.
Cabbage. So I found a recipe that it's water bathed. So it's just cabbage, chop it up, bit of vinegar, a bit of sugar. I can't remember if it's sugar or honey, a bit of salt, and you have it in, but it's crunchy. So all you have to do is drain that out, add mayonnaise, and you've got coleslaw.
Oh wow!
I know.
Wow.
I was well excited about that.
Nikki, this one.
That's vanilla
That looks like
extract.
It's vanilla what?
Extract.
I was impressed by this
Well,
one.
it's going to be.
I was I thought, that is impressive. That's something you'd like, Jem, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's homemade vodka as well, but I didn't make the vodka. We kind of like trade things with our friends, and they gave us homemade vodka in exchange for my partner doing some boring work with them. And we're not big drinkers, so I made a load of vanilla extract. It's super easy.
Ooh.
You just like put the vanilla in and make sure they're covered up, because if not, they go slimy. And then, you know, in just 2 years, you have vanilla extract.
2 years, God! I'd want an ice cream before that.
You can have it after like a couple of months, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do it every year. So
I'm thinking about buying a dehydrator though, because you got one, haven't you, Nikki? Have
I
you
do.
all got one?
Yeah.
it's golden.
Rachel, have you got a dehydrator?
Got a ninja thing that does it, I think.
Yeah, mine does that as well. But I was thinking about getting one like Nikki. You've got this one, haven't you?
That's my one.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
But if you're gonna get one, I'd get so this one heats from the bottom and the heat goes up. I would, if I was going to buy it again, because I was looking at the prices the other day, I would get the ones that flat where the heat comes from the back, because you can do jerkies and things like that in it.
Yeah.
That's if I ever bought it again. But I bought this for 20 quid. So Von Chef one, every so often they have like a really big sale and it was £20. You can't go wrong for 20 quid.
So if anyone's got a good dehydrator suggestion, pop it in the chat, because that would be very helpful to me, because I am at the moment. I'm sure Steve Digg will go about 3 and he'll do a trial video on it now in the bloody spring or something. But yeah, I really want a dehydrator so that I can, you know, I think Mayu does on Spuds and Roses. I know Mayu's in. Hello. She sent me this picture. So she does chamomile and rose petals in it. Look
I've done chamomile.
I mean, I don't even need to tell you how posh this woman is again. I mean, I'm thinking about dehydrating some tomatoes, and she's doing this. I bet her house smelled beautiful after that, though.
10 quid from Aldi. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you
Why
use
have
it
you
for
not?
everything.
Have you not just got an air fryer?
I have, but I don't want to start putting flowers and things in it. And the thing is, I use my air fryer a lot. I'd rather have it separate. And
Yeah.
because once I start putting things in there, I don't want to be cooking my chicken nuggets and chips after a night shift and it's smelling of chamomile and roses. You know,
Sounds
I want it
nice.
to be a separate entity.
Yeah. No, that makes sense though.
I run my dehumidifier for months. Like as soon as the tomatoes come out,
Dehumidifier.
October. Dehumidifier. You know what I mean?
I only had to correct you because I don't want someone to go out and get one.
Yeah.
I mean, we got bloody Emma on you. Do you know what I mean? She'll have a damp-proof house, but she'll have nothing bloody in there.
Mouldy tomatoes.
Yeah, Emma, if you're on, forget me not, Emma, Garden of Emma.
She's already got one. She's saying
she's ordering dehumidifier.
And chili. She made chili powder. She said.
Well, get a video up, Emma. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I did chilies last year. We don't eat chilies, but I grew these long green things. And I just thought, oh, we're never going to eat them in a meal. So I cut them all up. I should have sent you that photo as well, Danny, of them, and put them all in the tray, put them in the air fryer. I think it was 90 minutes on 180. And then they come out and they were all like crispy. So I crushed them all up and then I've got them in a jar just to put in curries and stuff. I was quite impressed with myself that I managed to do that.
Well, I use my air fryer. I've got like a Tefal one as well, the ones that spin round and they try and sell it to you saying, oh, it'll be evenly cooked. And then you look in there and there's a mesh of blooming nonsense in there. But I use that without the spinny thing. So I've got 2 air fryers because I like to separate my cooking sometimes.
Yeah.
And I do tend to put my herbs in there just for a couple of minutes. For the Americans, herb. But if Audrey's in. But herbs, I tend to put them in there for a couple of minutes and they really dry out. And then you can crumble them up and use them for saving your herbs as well. So yeah, and I've decided, well, not so much decided, it's coming out tomorrow. I've ordered a herb garden, like a veg trug herb garden for the front courtyard like thing. Mayo, don't be saying I have got a courtyard, but Mayo's got a palace. But yeah, my courtyard out the front, I thought it'd be nice to have out there. I've got a veg trug as well. I'm going to put them out the front and I'm going to grow my kitchen stuff for there rather than the plot. Because there's nothing worse. What's that?
I got one from a garden centre and it had the 6 herbs in. The trug is massive, but the herbs just died off dead quick because I think they were too bulked together and I cut them back and everything. But I think I'm just going to get them all out and put some flowers in this year.
Rachel, a craftsman should never blame his tools.
Well, they were just, I didn't kill them.
Well, I'm gonna have a go anyway. I bought it now, Rachel. Thanks for dampening that. God, it's on its way. It's en route. Bethan, have you got a veg trug or a
veg trug? Yeah, I've got one that I've kind of made myself. At the top of the driveway, but it looks a bit like it's on the wonk a bit. It's like I need to like move it a bit, but what did I grow in it? I grew tumbling toms in it with basil last year and parsley and marigolds. And the marigolds are still going in there even after all the frost. So I don't know what to say about that.
Well, you are handy though, you Bethan. Gemma, not so much. She got Silent Vince. You were not cut from the same cloth, Bethan. You were Welsh and you get on with it. Yeah, so let's have a look at some of the other pictures that we've got. We got one here of here. I think this is Gemma's. Gemma, let's have a look at some of the stuff you've done. I'm looking now and it's gone. I threw up at Gemma's at first. Gemma, tell me if this is yours. No, it's not. It's probably Gemma, yours end up here. I don't know where it is. We'll go to Bethan's. Bethan, you're pretty good at it, and I'll have to add Gemma's on now. You do quite a lot as well, didn't you? Is this just your seed storing, Bethan?
Well, no, some of them are seed storing, but some of them I just use, as and when I need them. So if I want to soak some beans, I will just soak the climbing beans and just keep a few for seed. And then I think there's nasturtiums. Nasturtiums. They are like a bit like capers, and then I've got some dried mint there and some coriander seeds that are just pickled coriander seeds that you can just add into curries and things. But I wasn't very impressed with them because the like husk of the coriander still stays quite chunky, so it's a bit bitty when you put it in your curry. So I wouldn't recommend that actually. Yeah.
You do a lot though, don't you, Bethan? You do a lot. You do, you know, you do have a go. You got your jams, your chutneys.
Yeah, but what I've realised though is we don't actually eat that many of the things that I preserve. So last year I didn't really do many preserves. I only made a couple of relishes because I went in there when you asked me to take photos, to send to you. And I had some in there from like 2021 and maybe even like 2019. I wasn't going to admit that, but I might as well admit it. So I got some like pickled beetroot there from 2019 and I'm like, oh. But I think it should be fine. It should be fine because if you preserved it well, it should, as long as it hasn't got to it, they should be fine. So.
There was someone who found a canning jar of like their great grandma, so it was quite old,
right.
and they opened it up and ate it, and it was preserved perfectly. They say the recommended is 5 years, isn't it? But really, if it's preserved well, not that I'm recommending this, but you could eat it.
Yeah.
But no liability to me.
Danny, we can't hear you.
Danny, you've got your mic on.
Oh, you'll have to say that now as if it was funny the first time. I said I wouldn't be doing it because your nan might have had the can before you, and that's the reason why she's the way she is now. So I won't be risking a 5-year-old. But this is the point I was going to make is though, do we can because we of guilt that we feel like we've grown too much, and then we feel like we have to do it duty then by trying to store it?
No.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah,
I think
that's why we haven't
another way of like eating something. Do you know what I mean? It's just another way of. So, for example, like tomatoes, you're just making a tomato sauce, or you're making whatever it is, or, like chutney, or it's just another way of eating, and something that you've grown. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
but you're not wasting anything that way either, are you? So you either. The way I look at it, though, is if we do have more than what we're actually going to eat, one, I can put it in a jar and we'll eat it later, or two, it'll go in the compost to grow the stuff I want next year.
Yeah.
So nothing we have is ever going to go to waste because either one way or the other, you're going to use it, whether that's eating it or producing compost for your produce next year.
Yeah.
I'd only tend to can things, though, that I generally do want to preserve that I'm going to use that year or later on in the season. So I don't tend to use it for... I mean, Nikki's planning for the next bloody World War by the looks of it.
Well, I did, I think it was like 30, 40 cans of tomato sauce this year.
Nikki, they'd all be laughing if we needed to rely on it. You'd be the first one. You'd be the village queen within about a week.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I'd have all of the bartering, right? But we literally grow just a can. Like that's the entire reason. Yeah, we try to eat seasonally, which is super boring, especially this time of year. So tomato sauce is like probably the most exciting thing I'm eating at the moment. So
you're wild, you are.
Yeah, I know, I'm crazy.
Wild.
We only use heirloom varieties. So all of our cans are completely different. Sometimes they're really foul, and sometimes they're really good. But you'll never get the same.
It's like a gamble, is it? You think,
yeah.
I like your way of thinking, but I tend to just think, it's normally because I like to have. I think I did it one year for bolognese sauces, and then I thought, oh my god, this is. As soon as I opened that jar back up, it was like I remembered it putting it in there. But I'm like you, Gemma. I just think I tend to do a lot of things for how I want to eat. Like Gem, I was impressed by this, Gemma. I gotta be honest. This.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh.
What was this, Gemma? Before I show them the revealed.
So I'm going to say it. Focaccia.
Yeah, I want you to say it again.
I know that's why you're asking me. Focaccia.
Okay, what is that?
It's a bread. It's a bread, basically. And I just do rosemary and garlic.
Are they whole garlic cloves that you just put on the top?
They are, yeah. And they're the ones that I grew. This was last year, actually, the year just gone. So it's rosemary and garlic from the garden and the allotment. And then, you just do... And
then look at this.
It's very nice. Yeah, I do make that quite a lot in the summer.
Gemma, you know what'd be nice on there?
What?
A couple of your favourite tomatoes. What are they called?
San Marzano.
Yes. I'm going to try this, Gemma, because I was quite impressed. But I think I will put in there some sun-dried tomatoes or something.
You can
as well.
put anything you want in there. You can literally put anything, and it's so delicious. It's so nice.
What do you do with the garlic after?
Leave it on there. You eat it.
Yeah, you just eat it. Yeah.
I love
It'll
it.
go really soft by then.
It's really
Oh.
soft by then.
Is that
yeah.
not too much though?
No.
There's
Oh,
never
really?
too much garlic.
And
Because
then
I would have thought of taking all those cloves off, put them in a little dish and pummel them round, and then add them to some butter, and then you've got your own garlic butter for next
You
time.
just trying to Rachel. You'll never be posh. You'll never be at one of Mayu's dinner parties.
I'm not afraid to admit that, Danny.
You'll never be allowed at Mayu Manor.
Yeah, but then I'm recycling something from a meal that I've made as well.
Right, exactly.
Get my own garlic butter for
But you
next
can
time.
just put anything in it, and then I could just get olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and it's just like the perfect.
Gemma, now you're talking.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I did something like this, I'm going to sound like Del Boy saying this now, a bit of a soiree. And I remember I told you about this, Gemma, before. My father, I'm going to have to try and reword it because my dad is proper valleys. And I remember putting out tapas, these lovely breads and things, and sun-dried tomatoes I'd done. And he said, what? I remember him turning to my mother, and he was absolutely mortified that I'd done this. And he's like, what the bloody hell is all this? We have to make our own bloody sandwiches here now. He said, God's sake, he's gone too far. We have to put the blooming bread and butter all on ourselves. He said, for God's sake. He was not impressed with. He thinks tapas is make your own sandwiches. That's what he calls it. He's not happy about it. Dog on the plot. Nice to see you on, Kerry. We just been talking about you. The poshness. The saying. Kerry's probably like, oh yeah, I'm just sat there now with my focaccia. Plot number 9. Nanu just said focaccia. They make it in the south of France.
A lot of people actually put onion in it, but everyone probably knows by now because I always say, but Vince is allergic to onions, so that's why I never have any onion-based things. But I think it is nice with like onions. I think that
you might have mentioned it once or 100 times, Gemma. We know we're not cooking for him, so I don't have to keep worrying about it. I'm not cooking for Vince.
He's allergic to onions.
And
Gemma, now
garlic. He's all right.
Bethan knows she knows.
The garlic, yeah. I did. I dehydrated garlic last year, and I made it into a garlic concentrate. I think that's what you would say. So again, we did the same with the chilies. You've got to slice the garlic cloves really thinly, lie them flat, dehydrate them, and then crush them up, and then put them in a jar, and then you can add that to you for seasoning and stuff. I'm just impressed that I know how to do that because I wouldn't have a clue. And I just did it. I'll just whack it in the air fryer and see what happens. But it's so strong. You take the lid off, and the garlic concentrate is so strong.
Oh,
really
that's my
strong.
cooking. I love 10 garlic cloves in a bolognese.
Same.
I use a whole entire bowl.
Yeah.
Nikki, do you ferment as well?
Yeah, I ferment. I make sauerkraut. I make fermented garlic. Love fermented garlic. I can eat garlic just like raw. And I do, one of my favorite is fermented chilies. I love fermented chilies. Fermented carrots, fermented cucumbers, basically everything. But I'm like, just randomly, like it'll come into my head and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. And it's either really revolting or nice. So
Nikki, I love your gamble on food. Like me, I like to sit down and think, I know this is going to be nice. You're like, meh, we might starve tonight, we might not.
I live near London. McDonald's is always open, you know. That's what our rule is. It's like sometimes they eat something, they're like, Mum, this is really foul. And I'm like, no, it's not. I try it, I go, wow, that's bad.
I know Kerry at Dog in the Plot. I mean, I call her and Mayu posh 1 and posh 2. And I mean, she'd ferment things. I mean, she's got this lovely one here. And I've got to be honest, when I looked, I thought, that's nice. Kohlrabi, white cabbage, and garlic. I thought that was impressive. And she also did this other one as well. I seen these on her Instagram, but she gave me permission. Wow. She's not going to sue me. This one looks lovely, doesn't it?
That looks so good. The colours.
Smoky kale, carrot, and garlic ferment. I'm not sure if it is actually smoky kale or they had a fire at the plot when she was harvesting it. But she put a posh twist on it anyway.
Can I ask a daft question though? What do you do with that?
Eat it. I eat in sandwiches. Well, not that because I've never made that, but like my ones, like sauerkraut, I either have it in sandwiches or I have it like as in the salad or whatever I'm eating. I kind of
on the side of whatever you
have it on the side.
Yeah,
Especially because
right.
we eat really seasonally. So when our cabbages and that run out, we're left with fermented cabbage or pickled cabbage. So that's what we have. So it's coming up to like where we have lots of pickles, and they're so good for your microbiome.
They
Nikki,
are.
Really
Sauerkraut's
good.
supposed to be the
Nikki,
best one,
Kerry,
isn't it?
Kerry is
Sauerkraut.
mortified that you put
kimchi.
this in a sandwich. She's
Amazing.
mortified. Kerry, tell us how the regal side of gardening. Now eat this, because I would have just thought you just put it on the side as a side dish, but you saying, "Oh, we chuck it in a bit of bread and butter."
Yeah,
That's the kids sorted for school.
exactly. Bit of ham.
But yeah, I'm wondering whether or not I'm thinking about doing that one though, because that one actually looks like I might like that one.
You like kimchi,
Yes,
you
same here.
actually?
No,
No, she
I
was
tried
saying
that.
yes,
Blew my
sandwiches.
head off.
Kerry was saying yes to sandwiches.
The veg plot thickens. I've seen that you wanted to ask about the channels. We put all the channels on at the end now, just to help with the retention of the live. And don't worry, I'll put them all on there as soon as this live ends. I'll put them all on there, and you can all go over and subscribe to them. But don't leave right now because it hurts me. And the main person on this live is me. I remember someone commenting on another person's live saying, "Oh, that Danny, when he's on his lives, he don't stop talking." And if they want me to sit here, I didn't quite understand the comment because I thought, well, it's my life.
I know who said. I remember that comment.
Yeah, let me tell you, she had a bloody good telling off for that as well. And I silenced it. Jane said, "How is Danny's voice holding up?" Jane, you know me, I'm plodding on.
He's had about 2 gallon worth of Lemsip today, I think.
Oh God, I dosed up with Lemsip, antibiotics, everything. I'm all right.
Sauerkraut on a hot dog.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I've had that.
I've not had that.
No,
I don't like
that's
the sound of it.
way.
That
You
sounds
get
really
sauerkraut in sausages as well.
good. The dog on the plot get back was saying,
She said she wanted this. She said she likes it in the sandwiches. That's what she was saying. That it's a good in the sandwich.
oh God, so it is a posh thing, Nikki. See, you're not as bloody common as you thought, Nikki.
No, I'm dead posh. Dead posh. From Essex, dead posh.
She said one of her recent videos had the Jerusalem artichokes, kale and carrot kraut recipe in it. Kerry does make a lot of things with her produce, I will say, but she is very posh. We got another question that come in. I'm not forgetting them. Freezing, dehydration, or canning, which is your preferred method?
All of them.
Yeah, I'd say all of them. I think freezing is so good because
I
you can
find
just freeze
freezing is
everything.
easier. I don't find freezing as stressful as the hygiene or anything of the others. You just freeze it and it's
yeah.
Do you
We've got
blanch?
frozen carrots and parsnips from last year.
No, if there's a slug in the bag, then he's off to Iceland. He's off. And later on, I'll pick him out when he's solid.
I'll never forget when I cooked some purple sprouted broccoli and my daughter was like, "It's disgusting, I hate it." And I was like, "Just eat it." And she was like, "There's a caterpillar." I was like, "No, there wasn't." And there was. And they go yellow when you cook them, the green caterpillars.
Yeah.
Just floating around in the gravy.
Extra protein.
That's what I said. I was like, picked it off. I was like, "Carry on, you're fine. It's not going to hurt you."
I'm starting to wonder. There's a lady that's commented now saying, "Danny, may your cabbages be as big as your head." Was it you who wrote that about the live chat? Because if it was Susie, I'm going to remove you out of the chat now. I wasn't offended. I just chuckled about it and thought, well, you haven't got to watch. But yeah, it was. I did chuckle about it. But I agree with her. I prefer to freeze, especially do we all do this? We all keep 2 big bags of runner beans for Christmas Day. Yes. Do you know what I mean? And
French
and I didn't do it this year. I was so annoyed with myself. And I thought, why?
So convenient.
Yeah, any sort of beans. I think beans are just so handy to have in the freezer.
Yeah,
they're just the best thing to have in the freezer. And also courgette. I've always got loads of courgette in the freezer.
I dehydrate mine and turn it into a powder because I have to look around because my partner hates squash. So I powder it, right? Put it in everything. He doesn't know. But he's just there. So I had to be like, No, honestly, it's so good because like in the winter when you've got hardly any veg, you can use it as a powder. It's awesome, and you can actually use it. I've used it as like a flour to make bread.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's weird bread. I'm not gonna lie, but if you
Yeah.
add like a chocolate powder to it, he eats that too. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't like it. So, but yeah, that I like making things into powders, especially if I don't like them.
I've never really done the powder thing, so
No,
that's something
that's
I'm
good.
going to try this year because I've not actually gone into that. I haven't done anything like that.
Yeah, if
I
I
want to do that with herbs.
Yes,
Herbs,
Dry
yeah.
herbs out and have a jar of mixed herbs.
yeah, I like that. You've got to be careful with sage because if you can sage, it tastes like it's off.
Right.
Yeah, it gives that mold taste.
Oh, no. Yeah. But
I learned
Steve
that the
Colwell
hard
just
way.
asked about the kimchi and said, have you ever tried, have you or your guests tried kimchi? I tried it, but a friend of mine made it, a Filipino lady I work with. Good Lord. Honest to God. It'd put air on your chest and then burn it off. I was shocked. I thought, she said, oh, it's a little bit spicy. I'm not joking. I nearly went home. I couldn't.
I love
couldn't.
kimchi.
Yes,
Love
I do.
kimchi. I've never made it. Never.
You can make it milder.
I've made it, and
Yeah,
the one
good.
I made was quite mild. I think it depends on what chili, the amount of chili powder you put in it.
Or you could do it white kimchi. I don't believe, because I've never made it. I don't think that has the powder in it, chili powder. And you can make it vegan as well, because obviously it's got. Is it fermented?
You are, Kerry. Are you vegan? Are you a vegan, Nikki?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh. I was only asking because Kerry haven't got many friends, and she's looking for ones who are gardeners, vegan, and posh, and she struggles a bit, to be honest, to get all three.
I'm like, no, I don't mind. I like vegetarian.
Oh yeah, she is. I know how interesting. Tony just said, get some scorpions in it. No, honestly, I'm lucky. I stick to my cayenne. I don't understand all these, I got quite a few chilies here. Hey, let me show you something. I'm really impressed by this year. These are my, where am I? These are my, look at my little chilies and aubergines this year. Look at these going on.
Amazing.
Oh, I haven't
Look at that. I look like I know what I'm doing now. I've got these new little grow lights. They weren't expensive. I think they were about £20 each or something. And they were better than the one that I had that were really expensive. So I'm well happy. And they don't cook the chilies or anything either, because I've noticed that I was having it too low down, I think. But yeah, I am going to try a few more things. I might try that recipe of you, Bethan, that kimchi. So I'll have that off you. I can't stick the...
Just try everything. And then, like,
No.
it's bad. Do you know what is really bad? Putting red wine in tomato sauce because it goes to vinegar. And I had like 30 jars of it, and it was like, we ate it.
Well, after you've boiled it, or
no? Like what I did is, so I cook. So we make our chicken stock, and it takes forever. And then you gradually make it's like a whole process. And then I boiled it. So there was no alcohol left in it, but it all tastes like vinegar when I opened it, like later on in the year. So yeah, never.
Get on. Gemma, you'll be all right. We probably buy a nice bottle. She's probably buying the cooking vinegar, the cooking.
No, I made it. I made the red wine.
Well, there you go.
It was like
I make bolognese with wine, and I've never had an issue with it. I don't even know there's another way. Is there make bolognese with a bottle of wine in it?
No, you got to have what you got. It's the law.
Yeah, but you got
I don't like wine.
And then afterwards, add the red wine when you're cooking it again, and then you can't can it. It tastes like vinegar. I like vinegar, but.
So Jane has just said, Danny, if you don't like kimchi, you won't like sauerkraut. But I didn't think sauerkraut was spicy.
No, it's not.
I don't even know what kimchi is.
It's a cabbage that's been fermented with like spices and rice.
It's a bit like sauerkraut, but it's very spicy.
I wouldn't even try sauerkraut because I don't like the way it sounds.
We know that you'd have it. You take all the bits out, and you think, "Oh, we'll love you now. We got some sauce here now. We'll add it now to something else." You look like you're a fussy eater, Rachel.
I'm not really. Honestly, I will try anything, but if I don't like the look of what it's called, no, it goes in the bin.
Someone has asked, and I think you do this, Nikki. Has anyone tried preserving eggs?
I do glassed eggs. So I do eggs in calcium hydroxide and they're really cool, right? So we have chickens and ducks, so we get a lot of eggs in summer, but like I want to store them for the winter, and freezer space is a premium, right? We have 4 freezers already, like I can't buy another one. So we put them, I have a big black Tupperware thing, and what I do is put water in it, and then I put the calcium in it, and you just put it in, it stores it indefinitely, basically.
Do they go funny though? Do they go funny?
Well, depends how funny you say. Like they're a little bit runnier. But
1 minute we might have food poisoning, we might not. It's a gamble for the kids.
You won't have food poisoning. Like I've been eating them for years, and I'm still here. So
you're not very well.
Yeah, I got cold. The thing, I've got really robust. Yeah, just a cold. But anyway, so we do it like that, but it's a bit runnier than normal. But you can separate them. They're a little bit difficult to separate, but we use them for cakes, we use them for scrambled eggs, we use them for fried eggs, we use them for everything. They're completely normal. You just got to make sure you don't crack the egg, because the smell of a rotten egg in the middle is gross.
I'm going to pass on that one, Nikki.
No, they're
Someone
really
has said freeze eggs in ice cube trays when frozen, bag it up for later use. That's quite a clever way. Never thought of that. Thank you, Jean. Yeah. So what about, let's go off the topic a little bit. What about preparing? What are we doing now for a plot? What are you ready now? February's here. Bethan, come on. What's your plan? Tell me the Bethan kitchen garden plan for this year. I'm excited for it.
You've got to watch the vlog and find out, Danny.
There you are. Go over to Bethan's channel. You must have loads planned.
Right now. Go over right now.
Go over right, not right now, but go over in a bit. And Beth has got a new video up. But yeah, so bless. What about you, Jem? What's your plans for February and March?
So I'm trying to hold off sewing anything else for the next couple of weeks, because I'm just gonna leave it as late as I can without leaving it too late. I'm going to try and find that sweet spot. But February, I'm going to be doing my fruit cage. So I've just recently been given a fruit cage by my dad's friend, and it's all up, but I just need to get the structure inside for the fruits, like the wire and everything. And I've got all my fruit, but I just need to plant it. So that I'm going to be, that's that sort of thing. So I'm doing that. I've got some sort of raised beds made out of pallets that I had in my garden. I'm going to put all my strawberries in them. So I've got a lot of moving around and preparing that way, but I'm not going to sow anything for a good another couple of weeks. It's end of February. I don't know if I'm the only one doing that, but I'm trying not to do. I just need to find the sweet spot. I don't know if everyone knows what I mean by that, but if I do it too early, it becomes too much for me. So I'm going to try and, as much.
I know. I am a little bit worried because I've never done the lives coming up to spring, and I'm worried that before long you'll be all be in your I'll be in a jungle like the figured olive plot. And I'll be like, well, I might have done it a little bit early, but and there'll be a gecko running past me on some asparagus that I've sown. But yeah, I've only done a couple of lettuce, onions, chilies, sweet peas, mange tous.
Yeah, the list.
Peppers,
I've only done
aubergines.
blah blah blah. Like the list is going on, but
it sounds like you're going to be in the forest.
Yeah.
These are the things I've always done because of where I live. So these things always work for me, and that's why. Hey, everyone was saying, "God, look at the flurry of sweet peas you had on the fig and olive plot." That's why, baby, they were in January, but they'll protect it all. But I'm using this for the mange tous. I'm using this one that I bought. I know you can get them on Grown Local and things like that, but they sent me a slimmer one, but these ones I bought and they're really deep. But yeah, I've got some in there now. These are the mange tous Oregon sugar pod, and they'll be the first things I probably will plant out, probably in the polytunnel or on a TP, and that's worked out fine for me. And then. But I remember I was sowing runner beans in my polytunnel last year in March, and I had a teepee full of runner beans in the polytunnel. So we shall have a go. What about you, Rach? What's your plans for spring?
We've only got half an hour left, haven't we? We haven't got time.
Well, tell us 2 things.
Well, I've got a list just so I remember. I'm not going to read it all though.
No, hang on. I know you. You got 30 seconds. Go.
We're going to start on our plot 3 that hardly anybody's seen. It needs a good clear out. I want chickens because it's only 5 minutes away from home. And we're just going to grow everything in pots because there's that much mare's tail and what's the other stuff? Bindweed. It's just riddled with it. So we need to give that a good clear out. But there's a greenhouse on plot 2 as well that there's there when we got the plot, and we found space on plot 1 for it. So we're going to have a look and measure that up at the weekend and see about getting a greenhouse. So we'll have the polytunnel, then the greenhouse that's outside, and then other bits and pieces that are down the plot. But there's just so much we can do because we've got the 3 plots and the polytunnel at home.
Rach, I was going to ask that, like, why do you want so much? Like, how do you cope with them all?
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
It's more work. Having 3 plots and a garden as well. I struggle with 2 plots. My garden suffers every year. Every year. I used to have a beautiful tropical oasis in my back garden. I used to love spending time in it. 2 years I've not even sat in my back garden. Not 2 years. I'm always over the blooming plot.
Can you remember the 3rd plot that we did have? And we
No, I ain't going on about that because I know what you did.
What? I didn't do anything. It was taken away from us.
Here she goes.
I was gutted about that. I'm not going to cry because that's gone now.
But how many have you got now? 2. Or you've got another one again?
We've got 3, yes, plus the back garden. But I forget what I was going to say now. The one we lost, the one that was taken away from us, when I did the video and said that we'd lost that one back in August last year, it was like we got a lot of backlash from it. Why do you want that many plots? Like, there's people been waiting for years and years. I'm like, well, yeah, we were one of them as well. We were waiting years for ours. And why not? If people are on the waiting list, they will get one eventually. But we got that one completely free.
All right, Rach, I am on your side. You want to go down and have a sit down?
I'm nearly finished my Jenny. I'm going to text Eric in a minute and say, will you do as a top up?
Sound like you have a fight with it. Sound like you have a fight with him.
No, because I'm really passionate about this gardening thing because I never had a clue up until about 2 years ago. And I just think, like, well, there's land becoming available not far from where we live, or like over the road, and I want one of them because they're massive. I can have ponies on there.
I mean, everyone about you having 30 seconds, it never happens. I'm telling you now.
She's talking sense, though.
Don't you start, Nikki.
I'm just saying, get the land and keep the allotments.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Don't give it away. Yeah.
No,
thanks, Tony. There's a place up here called Lord Lambton Estate. And you can Google Lord Lambton and you can find out all the history of him. It's not far from where we live. Eric always says, I'll end up with more land than Lord Lambton at one point, because if there's land there and it's up for grabs, I'm having it. It's just as simple as that.
We finished now.
Yeah,
She's making sense.
Hey, what about you? What have you got planned?
Well, I only have a tiny little bit of land. I've got 2 allotments in my front and back garden. So I'm like in a bit of a sticky situation, aren't I? Because I've got a lot to do now, but then I'm pregnant, so I'm due at the end of March. So I'm kind of like, I didn't want to do things too early, so I haven't started anything.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I've got a seed tent, as you do.
To have the baby, or?
You to have the baby in. I've got a seed tent because it's going in my garage. You know where my food store is? So I've cleaned all the garage out. I do that once a year, and only once a year though, so I can get my seed tent in it. But I need to move some stuff about. So once that's done, I'll start everything in there. So I need to do it in a way that when I'm not there, it will just keep by itself. Do you see what I mean? So that when I have the baby, it's just super easy maintenance because my mum's going to be doing it basically, and she's got a black thumb. So I've got that. And then probably most of March, the end of March, beginning of April, I won't be here. Well, at the plot, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get all my, like my big tomatoes, my really big beefsteaks in, and my, what are they called? Peppers, chilies and stuff, probably in the next 2 weeks. And then it just
done. Out the way, job done.
Exactly. But I've already got my garlics in. But everything else, like onions and stuff, I've kind of like, I have to put them in March, and potatoes go in the 17th round here. So I'm kind of like at the point where I'm kind of blackmailing and promising and like really trying to persuade my loved ones to get stuck in so that they can help me. Because if I sit down on the plot, I can't get back up. So
is it far away from where you live, Nikki?
No, it sounds like it's a lot. It's about 2 miles away from where I live.
That's not far.
Exactly, but I kind of split. So whatever's like really bad at growing, that's one of my allotments. You can see I'm really tidy.
I can see that.
It's organised chaos, pet. Don't let anything.
Hey, that looks like bloody Digwell's garden. I'm only saying that because he's gone.
I lose stuff over there all the time. I lost my, the hoary knives.
Family?
Oh yeah,
my family too. That's the other side of it. So I have, was it 500?
And there's another one here, though, isn't there?
Yes, my second plot. Yeah,
oh,
it's organised chaos. It's growing.
It's like a food forest, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I have a food forest at the back. I have trees and stuff, but I don't have, like, I sit and I plan this time of year religiously, and then I ignore it and do whatever I want. So
is that just fields behind as well?
Sorry,
is it just fields behind?
Yeah, we've got a farmer's field.
Oh, farm.
Yeah. So the issue with the farmer's field, they spray, because I really wanted bees, but there's a lot of times where the bees just wiped out.
Yeah.
So I'd love to have bees. I think they're so cool. Yeah. So I might get them anyway and just try to hide them down the front bit of the plot. So I don't know, but it's a lot to do, isn't it, this time of year?
What about have you decided like what you're going to be planting for like flower wise? Are you just a traditional gardener where you just grow all your veg, or do you like a mixture of both?
I love flowers. I like to do my plot.
Nikki, that one just for you, mate. That was for everyone. Go on. I'll go on.
No, I'll stop. I like having the plot like an aisle, like a wedding. So you walk down there and they've got all the pretty flowers.
That's really
nice. Cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute, Nikki.
I am. I think they're really cute, and I think it attracts you and lets you stay at the plot longer, so you've got something to look at.
Yeah.
What about you, Jem? What about flowers wise?
I'm going to do all the normal marigolds, the normal ones. But actually, I think I told you about this, Danny, what I've got a bit of an idea for, because I've went through all my seeds and I've got like literally a pile like this of flower seeds. And I'm not going to get round to sowing them all. Some of them are older anyway. So I'm just going to mix them all together and just do a bed of just anything. And
I think they call that guerrilla gardening, don't they?
Is that what they call it?
They call it. They mix all the seeds up and they just throw them on the thing, and then. But there's people out there who, now, and I say people out there, probably Kerry from Dog on the Plot. She's the type that'll be out there 2 o'clock in the morning, sprinkling seeds on roundabouts, fighting for the bees.
I do that.
Yeah, but people do it with their seeds. But I think that they
wildflower seeds.
Yeah, I think, but you've got to be careful, really, because it could become invasive as well, or people might not want them there, But
well, no one's going to know.
That's not right.
That's definitely what I'm going to do anyway. And I think you said you were going to do that, Danny. Didn't you say you had some seeds that you were just going to?
Yeah, I've got quite a few different seeds, and I'm just gonna on the triangle next to the polygon. Yeah. I'm just gonna sprinkle them in there. They can fight. They can fight to the death.
And then the strongest survive, and then it'll be a nice surprise. But I'm still going to do all the usuals. The usual ones. We have borage, marigolds, that sort of thing. But I'm going to have another little bit. But that's my plan anyway.
We got a question in. I think it's for Nikki, maybe. What dehydrator do you have? Can you do large batches at a time?
So I think it's got 5 trays. So I squeeze them in, so they kind of get in. But after a couple of hours, you can like move them over or whatever. I've got a Von Chef. I bought it years ago, probably about 6 years ago. It was 20 quid. They do sales all the time. Waiting to a sale because I never do anything full price. So do I do large batches? It literally runs from like, I don't know, June to probably October, so it's continuously on to dehydrate everything, and then anything I don't get round to, I freeze it, and then in winter when I've got lots of time like now, I do all my garlic scapes to make powders and stuff, because they will keep in the freezer, so that you kind of push out.
Do you dehydrate your garlic scapes as well, do you?
Yeah, I make them into a powder or a garlic salt.
Well, I might do that.
They're really good. I love garlic, and I do the same with my onion leaves, because then you get onion salt. So do them, but I do that in the winter, because in the summer, where I have so many tomatoes, because I do about 60, I'm like rushed off my feet.
Another question in. How many days should I wait for my peppers to germinate? Never had a problem before, but this year from my usual saved seed, no luck. Could be dodgy seed. Mine didn't take that long, but I had them on a heat mat. So I'm a bit of an impatient grower. I'd rather give them that boost to get up out of the soil, and then
I think you should give them a good couple of weeks though, because sometimes, so don't give up on them even if it's only been 2 weeks. I
think it could be like 14 to 21 days. I think they say in the packet. So
peppers do take a while. I think I learned that from last year.
If you are worried about the seed though, if you put it on damp kitchen towel, you can see if it actually sprouts or not. So you can see how good because it could be just old seed. Do that, and then what I would do, because I wouldn't waste a seed, is if they sprout, I put them into soil. But if they don't, then you'll be like, right, it's a problem with the seeds.
Yeah.
I always do that with old carrot seeds and parsnip seeds. I always chip them first on kitchen towel in a Tupperware, spray it, and then if they come through, I plant them out, sow them outside. I always do it that way, and then you know that it's germinated before you plant it.
I don't know if I'm doing it right. You wet the kitchen roll, put the seeds on, and then what do you do?
Fold it.
Yeah, you can either fold the kitchen towel over the seeds and then spray it again, or you can just put the lid on the Tupperware, and it should keep the humidity inside, so then the seeds won't dry out, and then they should chit.
Do you have to add any more water between now and like however long you think it'll take?
Yeah, I usually check on them every sort of 3 to 4 days, because that's usually how long they take to dry out, and then I just spray them again and put the lid back on. And
well, I'll have to try that then.
So if anyone's got any other questions, not that's canon related or not planning, now's your chance. We've got a bit of time, so whack your questions in and we'll try and answer them. We'll ask the experts. And
I had a question for myself. No, not for.
Go on, Beth. Ask a question.
Sharon Brooks asked me, what flowers am I growing? I'm not a huge flower person. I am very much into my veg, and I do the traditional grow dahlias, grow marigolds, grow all the things that pollinators come in for, like borage. I'm not really I'm a bit grudging of my space to give
daffodils,
flowers,
Beth, then?
I do nasturtium. Sorry, Danny?
Daffodils?
Oh yeah, I do have daffodils. I have bulbs in. Yeah, I do have bulbs in for the the early pollinators. But I will do antirrhinum this year, which are snapdragons, if no one knows.
I did snapdragons last year, and they were absolutely. I think Robin and Ali sent me snapdragon seeds. Oh, they were beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
They are lovely. I've tried overwintering them, and they did overwinter, but the stems went really long, so you ended up with hardly any leaf on the bottom of the stem, and then a lot of top growth there, and it just didn't look very pretty. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just grow them fresh every year.
Someone have asked it. We already know who eats the flowers. Come on, Nikki, do you eat the flowers?
Do you know what? Right.
I make a lovely salad out of the daffs.
You can.
No, you can't with the daffs. They're poisonous. My dad.
Not with the daffodils. No.
I once took a bag of onions, daffodils up for my mum once, and they were in a little net, and my mum nearly killed my father. She thought they were onions, and she chopped when she thought they were a shallot, and she put it in a cheese sandwich, and my dad said, "This is absolutely vile." Yeah, she gave him a daffodil and cheese sandwich. See, this is where he should have made his own with the tapas board. He would have had a daffodil bulb then. Yeah.
Yes,
I should have my family on a live one day, honestly. Hilarious.
I've done that before.
What's that?
Claire from Growing Plotty said borage flowers are lovely frozen in ice cubes. I have done that before, like in a gin and tonic or something. They're really, really good.
They're a bit cucumbery, aren't they?
They are very cucumbery, yeah.
Personally, myself, I've never been angry enough to eat a flower. because I've always got quite enough food on the plot. So, but I mean, if it got to the point where I thought, well, times are getting hard, then I probably would start looking at the, couple of the tubers of the dahlias or something. But apparently they're supposed to be nice to eat as well.
Really?
Have you ever tried it? Yeah, apparently. Have you ever eaten a
No.
I
dahlia
didn't
bulb?
know that. I
Bethan?
haven't heard that one.
Well,
Yeah.
they used to be
Later on
grown
in the
for
year,
their
I will.
tubers in this country.
They did, Beth, and they used to grow
Yeah.
just to eat. So
And
rather
then
than
they
flowers,
discovered how pretty they were, and now
What do
they're
they taste
grown as a
like?
flower rather than
like
the
a potato.
tuber.
Yeah.
See, this
But
is where I'm not posh. I kill flowers, and if I don't eat them, I'm not going to grow it.
So yeah, if anyone wants to subscribe to Rachel's channel, she do kill everything.
Kill
Nice bit of
lavender?
advertise. No, don't
Did
you
you?
say to me
Oh.
afterwards, why is my channel not growing after you just told them, well, don't I kill them all?
Brassicas, I'm great at. Broccoli, cauliflower, yeah, you want some, come to me.
A broccoli and collie is a flower.
Not
Just
like
haven't flowered
tulips
yet.
or the other posh flowers that everyone's mentioning. I haven't got a clue about flowers. I don't know.
Has anyone made poor man's capers with nasturtium seed pods? What
No.
do they taste like?
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
I've seen this millions of times. I've never done it. But yeah, I've never done it myself, but I know Hugh Richards does it.
I've done it. I did it. It was actually in the photo. One of my photos I sent you was
Ooh, let's
nasturtium
have a look.
seed.
Oh God, bloody! Let's have a look now. Now, I tell you what, I'll press the pictures on, right, Bethan, and you tell me if it's one of these.
No, it's not there. Nope, it's not there. Yes, it's there. It's in the middle.
Oh, hang on.
I'm in the middle.
In the
I can
middle.
see them there. Yeah.
Yeah, they are like they're a bit more fiery than capers, but they are really nice. Yeah.
What do you use them in?
Just salads, like you would use capers. So if you're doing a potato salad or
Never
something,
eaten a caper.
you could. Sorry.
No,
I've never eaten a caper.
Oh, okay.
I've just eaten some
Bethan.
dried tomatoes like last weekend for the first time.
You're funny, Bethan. I do want to talk about something actually, because I don't want to leave the live, and then I think, why did we talk about that? Your wine making.
Oh, right.
amazing.
Orange wine, Tabery wine, and what's the middle one? I can't quite see it.
Oh, that's ginger.
God, honestly,
Wow.
are these nice though, Bethan? I'm starting to think I should visit now. I'm really starting to.
I'll probably be visiting Wales in half term, so I'll bring you a bottle down, Danny, and you and Linda can share a bottle. How's that?
Can we pick which one?
It depends what I've got in stock at the time.
Oh, bloody hell.
Like, I know, because it says like orange or ginger, but is it the taste of a wine? Like, is it a different? I know it's called wine, but do you see what I mean? Is it like the traditional taste of wine, or?
It's not an Echo Falls,
no,
Jen.
it's very fruity. It's very fruity. So if you really like red wine, you probably won't like this because it tastes like the orange tastes a little bit like Fanta, but without the fizz.
Right. Okay.
And have you ever tried ginger wine or like?
No, this is
ginger
why I was
ale?
worried about you coming down. I'm not a big fan of the ginger, but if you've got a berry one or anything, yeah.
That sounds nice.
Me and Linda, honest to God, you'll see me and Linda on one of her videos, bloody swinging around the bloody. We were drinking champagne the other week on there.
I saw that video.
I know.
Yeah.
I popped that coat. Honestly, we nearly knocked out the chairman's polytunnel. But yeah, but that we did have posh glasses as well, but we chose not to because we thought it looked a bit too posh really for us to. So we just got our usual mugs out because I got a little air jog mug over there. I got my own mug now. It's handy. And do you know what? Speaking of which, though, I'm not saying this because of Linda, but I'm not very well. Linda wasn't very well, right? And Johnny, he just put in the chat they're saying he wasn't very well. Now, I'm not saying it's Linda's cafe, but I am going to contact the council about this because I think she needs a new star rating because it's not 5 anymore. I went there, I'm going to have a little rant. I went there the other day because she always has a rant about the beef crisps that supermarkets do. They're not beefy anymore. So I bought these really posh beef crisps and it was 2 bags for £5. Nikki, calm down now. Look at Nikki then. What? That's a week's worth of shopping.
Does that come with the rest of a meal deal with that as well?
Well, speaking of meal deal, Linda was sat there and I thought, well, I've had about 3 or 4 crisps here now. I thought she was there munching away like a squirrel. And I thought, she's not passing the bag back over. And then Doug started eating them. And then all of a sudden then, She said, oh, they were lovely, they were. I thought, well, I'm not sure. I think the Robin had more than me. And it was a big bag. It wasn't the little ones or the grab bags. It was a big bag. And I thought, well, Linda, you must have liked them. Yeah. Oh, now I've tried this gooseberry wine. This is what I was asking because I've got red gooseberries on mine, and there's a plot holder on our site, Mark, and he makes some lovely wines. But he fizzes them up though, Beth, and he adds like the fizz to the wine and things. So.
Oh yeah, well,
we had a peach
when he makes the wine, and he makes it
maybe and we also had a peach wine once, and that was oh god, I was crawling home. Honestly, I was crawling. The amount of times I go over there, right? I think they do it on purpose. I go over there just for a little chat, next you know, then I'm booking a taxi to try and get home. Look at Linda saying, "Don't exaggerate." Honestly, I got crumbs to prove it. I went home and I had to have a dinner.
We've got an elderflower tree in the back of our garden, and I didn't know what it was until we got our allotments. And somebody said, make elderflower like water out of it, and then you can add it to your gin. And
I've done that. Elderflower cordial.
Yeah,
nice.
Someone just actually said that. Has anyone tried elderflower champagne or an
not champagne cordial?
Yeah, I made elderflower champagne once, but it was so fizzy that the corks came off by themselves. So I actually took them out of the cupboard, and they just went ping ping. And I was going.
That'd be all right. Let me tell you now, Linda will drink that flat. She'll be fine.
I was going to the surgery as well. That just like before I went out the door. And all this like elderflower champagne was in my hair, and I must have gone to I was like had to explain to the nurse how I stank of elderflower wine.
They're used to you now, Bethan. They're used to you now. You didn't have to explain it.
Yeah, I don't explain it anymore, but I felt I should at that time.
What's bloody Jane Kelly doing there?
I did.
I've been waiting for her to pick her nose or stick her fingers up at me, but she's not playing game today. She's not playing game. Normally she's in the background and she's doing funny faces to me and all, but she's not playing game today. Oh, she's doing it now, look, see? Look at all sweet now, look, see? You don't realise how much this woman, right, bullies me. She absolutely... I'm telling you, on mute so you can't answer back anyway. Look how coy she's being. Don't fool anyone, honestly. Oh, God. Right, I think we discussed most things, but yeah, I think we got a few more questions. We'll answer them as well, but I don't know, actually. The elderflower one. God, for some reason, I'm starting to feel a bit better. Thank you, everyone, for coming on. Make sure a bit better.
Good.
Nasturtium wine. I'm guessing this is not a true thing. Daddy try nasturtium wine. No, I'm not going to do that. I think sometimes when I see these people doing things, I think, why? Just because you can. Nikki, I thought this a couple of times with you as well. I've looked at it and thought, why? Just because you can doesn't mean...
You should. Why not? You only live once.
But you might not. That's the thing.
Yeah, you might not live. Stuff I've made, right, is truly foul. But I've learned something from it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, I won't do that. But when if anything like the apocalypse comes, at least I'll be like, no, you really don't want to make that. It's gross. And then I'll know that, you see.
I'm worried about doing stuff like that, and then if we don't like it, it just goes to waste.
That's why you have chickens. They'll eat anything.
Yeah,
I imagine when you are girls use elderflower champagne that's gone flat. We're just going to fill up the feeder. Someone have asked, have you done parsnip wine? I'm guessing it's Bethan.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I have done parsnip wine. I made 2 batches. One of them was really nice and tasted like a
parsnip?
sherry. No, it didn't taste like parsnip. It tasted like a sherry wine. And then the second one I made didn't taste as nice as the first one. But you do find that with homemade wine. It does vary quite a bit. I mean, you can make 2 batches at exactly the same time from the same crop. And it just, they could be miles different.
I've never tried. This might be something I do this year because I've never actually tried, like a wine, anything like that. So it might be something I try this year.
Yeah, you should give it a go. It's quite easy, but it will shock you how much sugar you put in it. You know, you do realize why alcohol is really bad for diabetics because when you see the amount of sugar it goes into it,
Yeah. Wendy just said about the chickens. My chickens don't like Yorkshire pudding, stuffing, or carrots. No, Wendy, they'd never go over there for that. Never, ever. Go on, Locke. Jane Kelly. Locke's been on the donation.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, Locke honestly is worth every dollar. Oh, Christ.
She's going to chuck the computer out the window there.
Right, if anyone wants to give me a fiver so you don't see Jane Kelly's boobs. This ain't OnlyFans, this is only Dan's now. I'm selling off Jane Kelly. I don't know what she's doing. She's cleaning her office. And she's clearly not listening. Someone have asked this, someone have just said as well, Danny, I don't want to lose the comment, so maybe I've pinned it. Danny, at the end of summer, eat a fresh nasturtium seed. I dare you. Game on. I'm not sure why that is. I'm sure I've eaten them before. They just taste peppery, right?
They're like wasabi. I've just read in the comments.
Ooh.
And well,
go on, do it.
I've never had wasabi, so
I like wasabi.
Really?
Sometimes you can
you would, Gemma. You would.
I love wasabi peas.
Yeah, I like wasabi peas.
Yeah. Get a
I'm
handful
shocked
of
you
them,
know what
Danny.
they are, Nikki.
Well, you know, so I like Thai and that food, so I do know that only because my daughter eats it. But yeah, I know wasabi, just not. What were they called? Capers. I don't know them.
Yeah.
Aren't
Make
they
it really cold.
sauce?
That'll clear your chest.
Now, I dare you to eat an asparagus pea. What's this? Dare Danny to die episodes, is it? Can you eat asparagus pea? Yeah, you can, I'm sure. Can you? I'm growing asparagus peas this year. You can eat this. Kerry, is this you being nasty or is this a recommendation? Yeah,
I
Amia,
think
what's this?
asparagus peas grow like peas, but they taste like asparagus, don't they? They're not. I don't think they're poisonous or anything.
Look at her now. She's getting all posh now and high and mighty. Oh. She sat there with her tiara on and she said they are awful. Oh, thanks, Kerry. All the nice things I say about you, Kerry, and then you try and make me do that.
But at least she's being honest now.
She's bullying me. That's what she's doing. Absolute bullies. I will try it though, because I am actually growing. Someone just said asparagus peas are like eating cardboard. Jean, I'm actually growing them this year, but I to be honest, I'm growing them more for the flowers. They look nice, I think. So that's the reason why I'm doing them. She said they suck all the moisture out of your mouth.
Lovely.
Don't suck the poison out there, do they, Kerry?
They're really persuading us to grow them. It sounds amazing.
I know you. Any recommendations for horrible things?
I did canned chicken, and it tastes just like tuna. That was probably the worst thing I've ever canned. In the pressure canner, when I first put it, I canned everything.
As someone with medical knowledge,
yeah,
I think that if a chicken starts tasting like fish, you shouldn't be eating it at all.
No.
Yeah, but like by the fifth can, I got craving for it, and I ate the rest. It was good.
I'm starting to think, Nikki, that you deserve to be ill. I'm starting to think that there's a lot of times where I wouldn't feel sorry for you if you were ill. To be honest,
sound nice, is it? It's not pleasant.
No,
I've had cough medicine that was like 8 years out of date.
I think they're out of date.
I was desperate. I was dying.
Right. Can I just say for the viewers, please don't listen to these two at the bottom. I normally try and put our experts on. Tony O'Neill, Muddy Boots, not Jane Kelly.
You did call me expert.
Steve Digwell. And then we got Rachel and Nick trying to get you all dead. You two have come on here to try and kill all my viewers off.
No, I never said I was.
But we're still here.
Don't do what they say. Just grow what they do.
No, but the chicken, honestly, it's worth a try because it tastes like tuna. Honestly.
Sophie said that she shared nothing good about asparagus peas. I think they look nice. I think Sophie's on. Sophie, can you confirm you're coming on as well soon? I think you're on.
It's the 29th because it's the. I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I think Sophie's on the last one for the. So I've decided. I think that James Jennings, I don't tell you again. I'll put all the channels up at the end. Stop trying to leave the live to go over to see Nikki's channel.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. And you'll be eating rotten things in about 3 months' time.
And killing.
No, you'll have an experience, and then you'll have some chicken that tastes like tuna. And you'll be like, wow.
Nikki, I promise you, if I ever come and visit you, I'll be bringing myself a pizza.
That's what everyone says when they come visit me.
Hey, that's going to be a good one. The last one we got Gemma, posh. Mayu, posh. Sophie, posh. It's
thanks,
be
Danny. Yeah, thanks.
You're not posh.
No, I know that.
No.
I'm anything but.
You've still got quite a few. We got what I class as the expert one as well on the 22nd. I think there's Gardner Scott, Tony O'Neill, Nigel. Some really good gardeners. And then also on top then, I think there's Jane Kelly with them as well. So, swings and roundabouts and all that.
We're all just being silent. Have you noticed that? We're all just like, right.
Well, I noticed that we're all women tonight, and I thought that was because of the comment Danny made the other week about female gardeners.
I'm proving a point. I'm proving a point. You're not very good gardeners, but you're good on lives. Sophie just said posh. Got a posh greenhouse, Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What are we doing? So yeah, I'll put all the channel names at the end. You can all go over and have a look. You can all have a little comment on them.
Yeah.
Give them a subscribe. I'll also put up everyone else's, Kerry's, Mayu's, Sophie's, anyone else's. If you want me to put your channel in this description this time, pop it in the comments now, and then within the next, you got 5 hours. And then any channels, now's your chance. Actually, do you know what? We've got 4 minutes. Chuck your channels in the chat right now, and people can go over and they can subscribe to all your channels. So I can see Dog on the plot.
This is a wicked glow.
Sophie,
I used to love wicked glow.
High five.
What?
That's a proper golden drink. Blue wicked. Get in.
I used to, do you know what? In my clubbing days when I was about 18, I used to have a red WKD and a blue one together. It was make purple. It was bloody lovely. Cost me about £6 mine, but I thought I was something else then with my cufflink.
Iron brew wicked snake bite. It was nothing better. Oh, lovely.
God, you'll have me kicked off the bloody lives. Why didn't you put a link to the...
There is another question.
Right, just vegging.
Brown cucumber.
This is the last time I'm going to say. I'll explain to you why I don't put the lives. I know I'm only joking. Because you knew, I'll explain it to you. I never put the names on the live in the description now, because if you're watching and then you click off and then go and subscribe and then come back on, it hurts the live. It makes the retention, and for a YouTube channel and YouTube video, you want them to stay watching. So if you're watching YouTube videos and they are one of your favorite YouTube channels, watch it all the way to the end. Don't just click a bit and watch it. Think, I'll watch the rest later on. It actually do damage to channels that you really like. So if you really do like a channel, especially mine, start from the beginning and watch all the way to the end, because when you click off it and stuff like that, it really do damage the channels, and people don't realize, think, I'll watch a bit later, or, this bit's boring me. So if you fast forward a bit of the video as well, that really damages a person's channel as well. And, if they're boring you or whatever, then I understand, but it really does damage the channel if people start pushing,
I think I bore people because my retention's crap, but I don't care. I still enjoy doing the videos. So
you know what? If you enjoy the videos, enjoy the videos. But in Rach, my advice would be read your analytics, see what they like, see what they don't like, and then.
I've tried that; it doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. So I look at them and I go, "Oh, that's nice," and then I just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's your channel, and as I tell Jane Kelly all the time, there's a place on YouTube for everyone, even Jane Kelly.
There's no place in her garden for garlic, though. It's in yours.
Yeah. So someone has said, can I hurt the channel when watch on TV and type it on my phone? It only counts as unique view. No. So if you're watching a video, It's the first 30 seconds. If you watch a video for the first 28, 29 seconds and then you switch off, that on classes a view to that channel, and you've heard the channel that you might really like. So yeah, so you can watch it on the TV. I watch a lot of YouTubers on TV, and then sometimes in work, so I have to make a note then that I have to comment later on. But you can watch on the TV and all that's fine and stuff as well. Just make sure that you can, because most TVs now you can like it. But when people don't like it or comment on it, even if you just comment on a video saying fab, loved, or just
Thumbs
even
up.
a heart,
Yeah.
a thumbs up, just put just something in the comment, it honestly, like some of my best videos is because I've asked the viewers, just pop a little comment in for me or whatever. And I know it takes a few seconds to do, but generally helps the channels that you really like if you comment. And I know it's a bit annoying sometimes to do it, but it really do help them. And you don't want them to leave, and then you'll be like, oh, why didn't I comment more? And yeah, so yeah, cheer us all on with those little comments, even if you just write love or heart or whatever. And not just on my channel, on everyone's channels, comment. I'd love to do a live on how to, because I think it's unfair that viewers don't know how to help their channels like fully. There's so many silly little rules and stuff like that. I'd love to do a live sometimes about. And Jane just said Danny never comments on mine. No, I don't. I'm a blooming Patreon on her channel, mind. She's the most great. Jane, you can stay on now. You may as well. You've tried to take the.
No, I'm trying to sort out my squash. That's what I'm doing. I'm sorting out my squash packets.
Oh, I thought you meant a glass of squash then.
I've got to listen to you nattering on, not you ladies.
So if you've got a YouTube channel, type in capitals now YouTube, and put it in the comments now, so that everyone now who watches now and watches later on can come and subscribe to all your channels, because let's get that. Thank you so much, Joe Patch. He sent me a lens sip. I just finished this one, so I'm doing another one. Thank you so much. It's really kind of you. Right, I think we're up for the day. Thank you so much. Next week, should I tell you what we got next week? That would be good, wouldn't it? Next week we've got Annie from Kitchen Garden.
Oh.
We got Amir on. Everyone loves Amir. We got lovely Amir on. We've got Needy Jane on. Who's Needy Jane?
Look at her face.
We got Jane on next week, and we also got. I'm hoping that we'll have Chris on again from Veggie Plot. So yeah, pop all your channels in now, saying YouTube and all. Amir, have you wrote capital YouTube? But yeah, pop them all in there. I think we'll do that every week now. At the end, we'll get all the YouTubers that have come on to support this.
I don't trust people who don't like Amir's channel. Have you seen that comment? I don't trust people who don't like Amir's channel.
No, I don't.
I don't. I am still to this day. I text this man most times saying, "You were still not dirty." He goes on that video with a clean shirt on, a flat cap, nice barber jacket, and all, walking in the plot. We're going to do this, this, and this. And at the end, he's immaculate again, and he goes home. I want to see that man.
He mentioned you on his last one because he had a dirty knee. And
he went, "Oh, look at this! It was a 50p piece of dirt on his knee." But I want to see him here rolling in the dirt. I want to see that man covered.
Safety though, Mia. Health and safety.
That sounds so dodgy, Danny. That's mud wrestling. That's just like a completely different channel. You might be able to sponsor Amir to do that. I don't know. You might be up for it, but I
see. This is why I don't put Jane Kelly on the lives. She's unbelievable. Someone just said Amir doesn't work on his car. I think Amir is a paid actor.
Yeah.
I think he's a paid actor. That's not. I don't even believe it's his plot. I've seen him sat outside the shed. I think Amir sometimes goes over the plot. He breaks into the allotment, films his channel. He's always sowing the seeds in the kitchen. He can't sow it in the greenhouse because it's not his.
And the robin is just mechanical.
That's my theory. I actually think he's actually the farmer's hand, because he's always got that flat cap on top of that horse. I'm starting to think that.
Then you'd be doing all the work, wouldn't you? If you're farmer's hand, though.
Clearly, well, maybe if he did, maybe yeah, but he don't do that either.
There's a lot of channels that they dress up all posh and go down their channel, and I literally turn up to my allotment in rags.
We know Nick. We
Well,
know.
yeah, you can see. Like sometimes I'm like,
Well,
wow,
Nick, you are the opposite because we've talked about this. Your thumbnail and my personal favourite when you're lying like this with the wood chip.
I was wearing my work clothes that day. I was in my work clothes. The worst time I did anything was when I went into my chickens in my work clothes. I was wearing like this long dress because I have to wear posh clothes for work, and I got absolutely covered in lice. And I had to go to work, and just like you were with the tea, and I was like just rubbing the lice subtly on my face, like, and I was just like that, and you could just feel them. So I covered myself in bug spray. Right, this was before I was pregnant, so it's fine. And they just kept crawling out my hair.
Nick,
it was awful.
You're like a walking Jurassic Park.
Amir's just said, love Nick's thumbnail pics. I wait for them. I just think, what's she going to do?
Crazy there.
Do you know,
the only thing I will say, though, I will say this. I think there is a time where someone should go over the plot and dress nice.
Yeah.
And that's mainly plot tours. I think that's acceptable. You're not going to be working. So wear a nice little flowery dress, Nick. Give the viewers what they want to see.
I have to go and buy a nice flowery dress. I'd be able to, like, honestly, what about
if you had Instagram, you'd be wearing dungarees because that's the Instagram thing to do. Jane Kelly hates it when she sees those dolly birds with the dungarees.
Dolly birds.
Dolly birds with the dungarees. You know the girls that say "potting today."
Oh! Don't get me started. Don't.
Oh, she'd love an Instagram gardener. How would Jane do? They're like, Amir'd make a good Instagram gardener. He's exactly the same. He got dungarees and a fancy. I got the same apron as him. I have never worn it on my channel because I went away at the one day and Amir come on. He's in his kitchen with on. I thought, well, that's me ruined for the. So yeah, that was a waste of £12 or whatever it was. Naked. Anyone doing naked gardening day this year?
I want to get Eric to do it.
Oh, I can see Linda doing that. I can honestly see Linda doing it. Linda, you thinking about doing naked gardener?
Maybe.
See? Not me. Let me tell you that. I'd be kicked off site.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for me as well.
Gemma, you're going to do silent. Are you going to get Silent Vince to do naked gardener for the women masses of your channel?
I can ask him.
He'd love that.
Danny, you can do yours on a night time with all your spotlights going on.
There are.
Yeah.
Honestly,
do a bit of the nighttime one with your trugs.
Emma Gardener Emma said that she's not doing. Maybe I'll wear just my apron.
Yeah, wear your apron.
Hey, I've shown enough on my plot the last couple of weeks on there when I fell over. Thank you very much. I think I showed more than my backside. See that? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think that there's a time and a place for wearing nice clothes and stuff on the plot, but I think it's up to you, innit? Your channel, your rules.
Yeah.
But keep it there.
I normally go down and do a load of stuff and then like, oh yeah, I need to do that as well. So, and I'm always covered in stuff because I lay all over my plot and in my wood chip and in the manure like that.
Let me tell you now, Nick, right? Honestly, when you get to about 2,000-3,000, you change as a person. You change.
That's worrying.
You know, Tony O'Neill, he makes us carry him on his back, on our back at Malvern. That's what's happened now. You know, poor me and Jane Kelly have to take in turns carrying Tony around. Nobody wants to see any more Danny. That is true. You don't want to see anything more of me. I'm not doing naked gardener. But yeah, if you're all going to do it, you can all do it. Right, let's end it here because we've gone over as it is. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We shall see you all again. And Beth, and I want you to end this today with your little ending that you do, Beth. And go on.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. And all I can say about this show is lovely job.
Yay!